Today on the Transplant Helper, I'm going to be telling you a little story about how Ambien, that dreaded sleep aid, almost saved my life. Stay tuned.
Hit the subscribe button and click the bell notification to become part of the Transplant Helper community.
Hey folks, welcome to Transplant Helper again today. My name is Jim Merle, and today we're going to be discussing again that little tiny pill, that sleep aid known as Ambien, also Zolpidem, and how it may have actually saved my life for once. Now, you know, if you watched several of my videos already about Ambien, I pretty much admitted on camera, yes, number one, I'm addicted to Ambien. Number two, I know it's dangerous and problematic. Number three, I've tried to get off of it many times. And number four, I've shared with you some alternatives as well as some tips, tricks, and tools you can use in order to sleep better. That's basically my Better Sleep series. I'll try to link the whole playlist up here in the corners as well as in the description below if you'd like to go back and watch that. But nonetheless, here I am 5.5 years post-transplant, and I'm still pretty much addicted to Ambien. I have to have it every single night or I'm not going to go to sleep. So let me back up here. Now, I guess about 12 hours ago, I want to tell you a little story about how I tried to go to bed. It didn't work out and what eventually happened and how it saved my life. And it all started, I guess, around about 8 o'clock. It's about 8 o'clock every night that we at least start trying, and that's a real push there, but we at least started trying to put our 5 children to bed. Now, you know already, I've got a 17-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 2-year-old to get to bed, so it can be challenging. As a matter of fact, it's something my wife and I try to double team, and even at best, it's still very difficult at times. And last night was no different, basically. We start trying to get to bed around 8, don't even get started that way really till 8:30. About 9 or so, we finally get them all at least in the bed, even though my daughter would rather play on her phone, my son would rather watch a movie, and my other kids, they just don't want to slow down. Everybody's in the bed. We're starting to get them down. Now, there's a few crying spurts, a few times when we have to go in and check on the little ones, but finally, as far as I can tell, they're all asleep. So what do? I go straight to my bedroom. I like to stay up until everybody's in bed, but anyway, I go straight to my bedroom. I walk into the room and my wife tells me, hey, I put new sheets on the bed today, which is an exciting moment. She does that often, but new sheets feel great. You know, freshly, fabric softened, they smell good, they're smooth, whatever. She puts new sheets on the bed. I run around to the other side of the bed. I jump in. I'm excited. I'm about to go to sleep. At least I hope. Well, not really. Usually I have 2, maybe 3 days a week where going to sleep is difficult. Maybe I'll have 1 day or 2 days every other week where it's nearly impossible. And last night was a nearly impossible situation. So anyway, I hit the bed, I roll over, I turn off the lamp, I go back, I start tossing and turning and flipping and flopping and really no progress being made. I even reach over at one point, pick up my phone and start trying to watch some videos, you know, just preoccupy myself. Sometimes that works. Doesn't work at all. So I decided at one point, you know, maybe I was hungry. So I get up, I go get something to eat, I come back, same thing, same pattern, nothing. Toss, turn, flip, flop. I cannot get to sleep. So apparently it's going to be another one of those nights, and I'm really dreading it. I just can't get started on Monday if I don't at least get a little bit of sleep. But nonetheless, I digress. I toss and turn, and finally I realize, hey, wait a minute. I think you forgot to take your Ambien. So here I am. I get up out of bed again. I stroll out in the hallway, down the hall. I get my medication, come back, set it down in the kitchen, and I open the bag. I reach in for the bottle of Ambien, which is going to be a lifesaver at this point. It's almost 1 a.m. I reach in for the Ambien, and then I realize something. I forgot to take my Ambien, true enough, but I also forgot to take all of my medications. You see, in that way, Ambien almost saved my life. You know, if I hadn't realized that I couldn't sleep and then not taking a time to go find the Ambien, I wouldn't have remembered that I didn't take my meds, and who knows what could have happened. I tell you all the time on this program, I try to remind us how important it is to take our medicine on time, every time, and in the right way. And I do all I can, and most of the times I'm great at that. I get it. I don't miss it. But last night, I almost missed it. Now, someone asked immediately, well, Jim, what did you do? Well, I took my Ambien, true enough. I took all my meds, true enough. And I was able to do that because of one rule you need to keep in mind. When you get ready to take your medication, maybe you've missed it. And so it comes up, you remember it, you race down the hall or to the medicine cabinet, you grab your meds. Think about this. If you've got a 7 to 8 hour window between right that moment and the next dose, go ahead and take it. 7 to 8 hour window between right then and the next dose, go ahead and take it. You'll be fine. Now, will it mess you up a little bit? Probably and possibly. For example, I take my meds at 9 and 9. Now, I'm a 12-hour guy. I get 12 hours between my medications. Most of you at this point may not be that lucky. You may be taking medications 3, 4, 5 times a day. I'm down to twice a day, 12 hours apart. So a 7 to 8 hour window is what I'm looking for. And because of that, I went ahead and took my medicine and I'm fine, at least for the most part. There's still one problem. I'm exhausted. Stay stronger, friend.